everyone, my name is Joy and you have found my little corner of Flosstube. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. It really means a lot that you take time out of your day to come and see what I've been up to and get all chatty with me about stitching stuff. It is currently April 1st and we have new WIPGO numbers. So let's talk about what I'm going to be stitching this week. One of my WIPGO pieces is Victorian Autumn by Thomas Kincaid, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is such a gorgeous piece. I absolutely love this piece. It is I don't know, it's just classic Thomas Kincaid. It reminds me of my mom when these paintings came out and or when Thomas Kincaid really started getting big. My mom had one that she liked. It was a white house. Heaven and Earth Designs didn't have that one, but they had this one. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to do that. And just look at those colors. Oh my goodness. There's like a little American flag up there. Like, gorgeous. Like all these browns and reds and greens with little splashes of blue and purple. Like, oh, guys, I'm so excited. I want to live in a house like that too, where there's like no roads. It's just a stone path. That's what I love about these paintings. They're just so idyllic. So I am stitching this on 25 count, easy count Lagana. I started this in June of last year, and this is kind of my progress. Not a ton of stitches, but I started in the upper left-hand corner here, and yeah, I'm gonna be stitching some trees for a while. But yeah, and I had to go over the gray lines with the water soluble pen because I use a book light when I'm stitching, and it washes these gray lines out. So I just went over it with the water soluble pen. It'll come out right out with the lines when I soak it when it's done in about 80 years. No, but so excited for this. This is one that I really should work on more often. You know, I know we say that about all our pieces, but this is definitely one that is just going to be so beautiful, so beautiful. And look at these colors. Oh my goodness, these colors, gorgeous. And this one, oh, look at that russet. Oh my goodness, beautiful. Love this color palette. And these are just the colors for page 1. I told you in my WIP parade that I usually just get the colors for the first page because it takes me forever to do the first page. So all right, my second piece is going to be a restart. This one is Cabin Fever by Dimensions. This was given to me by my coworker, Petra. She started it and then decided that she wasn't into it. So she gave it to me. And oh, I still have a needle on there. I didn't realize that. And this is where I'm at with it. So I don't like this Ada. I talked about this in my WIP parade. It's so stiff. And someone commented and gave me some really good ideas for softening it up. But I think I'm going to keep this piece of fabric like this because I got a whole series of bookmarks about the national parks. And so I'm gonna put those on this. Watch me lose this needle. Let's put you on there. So yeah, so I'm gonna restart this. Probably still on an 18 count Ada, because it's a dimensions kit, and you know, you have random like 6 strands of half cross, like dimensions. Oh my goodness. But the colors are gorgeous. So she started down in here somewhere. Yeah, I'm going to restart, and I'll probably start in the upper left-hand corner like I normally do. So, lots of greens. So, anyway, gonna do that. I have several pieces of 18 count Ada. I have a white and I have an ivory. So, is there empty spaces in here? I don't know if there is or not. Looks like there might be. So maybe I'll stick with ivory. I don't know. I'll need to look at it a little closer. And then I was naughty, and I have to tell on myself. I live in Colorado Springs, and I used to live in Denver, grew up in the Denver area. So we had to be up there for something this weekend. And when I was packing, I grabbed my crochet stuff. I was like, I'm not going to take stitching for whatever reason. Well, when I got up to Denver, I was like, I actually have a lot of time to kill today and tomorrow. So why did I not bring anything stitching? I can only crochet so much. So I went to Hobby Lobby. I got into my Google Drive, which is where I keep all my PDFs, my cross-stitch PDFs. Got into my Google Drive and decided that I wanted to start my penguins. See that? There you go. So I bought this. I'm not sure the designer on this. I forgot to look it up before I started this, but I'll put it down here at the bottom of the screen. But there was some sort of sale. I think it was a certain percentage off, and so yeah, so decided to start with this one because I think about this one all the time. I wanted to start it, so I went and I kitted it up, and I was going to start it on Sunday when I got one of probably the single worst migraine I've ever had. It was bad. So I didn't get started on Sunday, but I started it yesterday. So here we are. I think this is the same needle minder that Bernadette from Burn Stitches has. I saw it in her Instagram once. I was like, oh my goodness, I have that one. You guys probably have it too. I think it's pretty popular. So I was going to get the entire series of these little buildings. I also have the flower shop. But when all is said and done, they're like, with shipping, it was like $20 a needle minder. And I was like, I can't do that. I actually have a bunch of like pins that I got in like subscription boxes and stuff that I just slapped some magnets on, and I cut the back off, cut the pin part off, filed it down, slapped a magnet on it, and I have my own needle minders now. So, but yeah, so I just started this guy up there. So I'm going to stick with this one as one of my extra ones for the week. And then I am going to, I'm also going to keep out, so Victorian Autumn and Cabin Fever are month-long projects. These ones I'm just doing for the week. So I'll do penguins for the week. And then I'm also going to do my Halloween quilt by Primrose Cottage. I really want to get that one done, so I'll probably grab that one. I don't know how much time over the weekend I'm gonna have to do it, but yeah, I'll probably tackle it on the weekend a bit. And then I am going to spin my wheel to see what else I should pull out. I'm hoping that it's an easy one. All right, ready? Here's my whip wheel. You see my light. What do we got? I get to start the shores at Hakron Hollow. Ah, yay! Okay. Oh my goodness. All right, let me go grab those. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back with projects and a dog. Now come say hi. Come here. Here. There she is. This lady. I think I got some chart in there. Oopsies. Okay. Such a good girl. Okay, so let's start with the shores at Hakron Hollow. This is by Carriage House Samplings. She sees the reflection in the window. So I was, I don't remember who introduced me to Hakron Hollow first. I really wish I could remember her name. She's a Flosstuber. She talked about spending Sundays at Hakron Hollow, so I think this was her Sunday project. That's all I can remember about it. Well, then I saw it, and the first one I saw was, I think, Map of Hakron Hollow, and I was like, not too into that. But then I came across Shores of Hakron Hollow, and guys, I am like, I live in Colorado, so, you know, I live in the mountains, basically. Nowhere near the ocean, but I love the ocean. And one of my favorite books that I've read is Treasure Island. Hawaii is my favorite book of all time, by James Michener. So anyway, I'm going to be doing this. I'm gonna try to stitch all of them, and let me show you kind of my hesitation for this. But I'm gonna start with this one. These are all like separate. All the patterns, or all the little motifs, are on a separate page. But let me show you what I'm gonna do. So everybody that I've seen stitching this so far has stitched it, I think 2 over 2, maybe 1 over 2. I am going to do 1 over 1 on 28 count. This is 28 count ledger by Be Stitch Me. And this gave me like kind of old map kind of vibes. So I got this from Jen's Stitching Niche. So we're gonna try 1 over 1. It may be a complete disaster. I have no clue, but we're gonna try it. And I'm so excited that this finally came up, because I've had this kitted up for months, like probably a solid 6 months. I probably bought this a year ago. So I am so excited that it finally came up. And look at these colors. I think, yeah, this is all DMC. I'm not fancy. I'm not fancy enough to do silks. So I don't do the silks. Oh no, one fell off. Are you 640? 310. Nope, you're not 310. I know that. 830, 610. I'm gonna have to figure out where this guy came from. I have the DMC color swatch book, so that will help. But yeah, these colors are gorgeous. So excited. Yay. And then the one that I really want to get done, that I enjoy working, I had to start it over, and I've ripped it out so many times in different areas, but I still absolutely love, is Halloween Quilt by Primrose Cottage. In my last video, I showed you that I got the Valentine quilt, and I want to stitch all the quilts. So we'll see. But I started Halloween quilts, I think in October, and I have to make sure that I get the right, yeah, because I started it and had to start it over. And oh dear, which way is up? Oh crap. Okay, goes this way. So here we are. So this is just on I think this is a 32 count Belfast linen, just like a natural kind of color linen. I love Belfast linen because it's nice and thick. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. Hopefully I'll have the rest of the outline finished, and then I can just start filling in. So yay. All right, so that's that. I will be back when I have an update for you. Hello, I am here with an update on Victorian Autumn. Here is what it looked like before, and here is where I'm at now. So I only put in about 131 stitches on it. I brought some of the browns down. I don't remember which browns I did, but they're just scattered throughout. And then I started filling in this area right here, which is what this hanging thread is. But since this is a month-long project, is when my web goes, I'm going to set this aside and work on one of my weekly ones. So I think I want to work on Halloween Quilt. By Primrose Cottage. Love this one. It's so much fun to stitch. Let's see, I decided I went this way. So here is my before. So I will be back with an update on that. Hey everybody, so today is Tuesday, and I think I'm just gonna call it a week. I have not really had much stitching or a lot of progress since Friday. This weekend was just super busy with stuff, and then yesterday I had something to do with a friend that came up last minute, and so I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna put a period on the end of last week and move on. So last I filmed, I was working on Halloween Quilt, and here's where I was at. And here is where I am now. So I actually did a lot. I don't know how many stitches that is. But before, I think I had all this filled in, none of this. And then I had this line and that line. And so all the rest is what I filled in. So I was trying to get this done this weekend, but that did not happen just because I did not have enough time. There is Annabella has a pop-up retreat, not this weekend, but next weekend, the 19th. And so I think I may register for that and just tell everybody, hey, I'm doing this virtual stitching retreat, so please just let me stitch. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna do that. So That is about it. I have a bookish update, and then yeah, we're just gonna call it a week and move on with our lives. So, um, so here's my bookish update. Okay, let's talk books now. So I, excuse me, just finished Murder, She Wrote, Murder Backstage, and look at how torn it is. This is by Jessica Fletcher and Terry Farley Moran. Not a fan of this book. After this video, I'll put in a little rant that I did from the other day because I was trying to read it and it was just, I don't like Moran's writing, at least in this book. Maybe it's different. This book released about a year ago. I don't know how many of these that she's written, but I'm pretty sure she's the new Murder, She Wrote author. So they started with a guy named Donald Bain, and he wrote a whole bunch of them. There's like 60 some odd books in the series, and they're all basically Murder, She Wrote episodes. So they started with Donald Bain, and then they had somebody else. I think it was a guy. I haven't read any of his stuff, and now it's Moran that is writing these. I have a few pre-orders because I am trying to collect all of them. And they've gone from the little mass market paperbacks to this larger ones, which I'm not a big fan of, but I mean, whatever. So this book is about Jessica, got a dog here. Jessica, Sheriff Metzger, Sheriff Metzger's wife, and Seth Hazlitt all go to Alberta to see her cousin perform in a show that's this guy's final show. I don't know who to compare him to, but he's this big star who I think did movies and a lot of maybe Broadway stuff, maybe off Broadway. I don't know. It was hard to tell a lot of stuff in this book. So since this is unlikely on any of you guys' TBRs, if it is, I apologize, but I'm going to drop some spoilers in here. So if you don't want spoilers, fast forward to, I don't know, I'll put a timestamp in here. How about that? So her cousin is English. They did a couple of episodes on her, and played by Angela Lansbury, so they're like, you know, twins. And she's this London Piccadilly actress, and she gets this role in this guy's last show. He put together some review as kind of like his swan song, I guess, and then he was going to retire. Excuse me, I can't get rid of this cough. So yeah, if it sounds like I'm trying to stifle my cough, it's because I am. So anyway, I'll stop talking so slowly. But anyway, puts together this show, and one of the stagehands turns up dead. And they go through, I mean, this book isn't very long. I mean, look how small this book is. It's 259 pages. So they go through, so the stagehand turns up dead, and of course, you know, there are way too many characters. There is a lot of forced drama in here. Like, it did not flow naturally, and she kept pounding away. One of them was they're staying at this hotel. A lot of the action takes place in this hotel, and they're staying in this hotel with the entire cast and crew. And there's this gift shop in the hotel, and they say, "Oh, JP Fletcher, we're such big fans. We want to do a book signing." And I haven't quite figured out the job of this one lady who's like this guest relations, like, I don't know. So she starts out the book and she's involved in like every outing and has their days planned and all that stuff. And then halfway through the book, she just disappears and has absolutely no really role, other than to be annoying. And so she tells the gift shop, "Oh yeah, GB Fletcher will do a book signing." And so it's just like, and Jessica's like, "Well, no, I'm on vacation. I'm not going to do a book signing." And she goes through this whole story where Mary Jo is the name of the hotel employee. She goes through this whole story where Mary Jo had signs put up in the gift shop saying that there's going to be a book sighting, and they have a hard time picking a date. And finally she acquiesced and said, "I'll do it for 1 hour." And they put a date and a time on there, but then they don't put an end time. And so she's all upset that that she's going to be expected to sit in the book signing all day, when she said that she'd only do it for an hour. And she's like, "I really need to do something, you know." So she keeps walking past this gift shop, but she doesn't do anything about it. And I just want to reach through the book and strangle her and be like, "Go get a Sharpie and write on those signs 1 hour only," which ultimately is what happens. She goes into the gift shop, she talks to the manager of the gift shop, says, "I'm only supposed to be here for an hour." The manager of the gift shop pulls out a Sharpie and writes 1 hour only or something like that on it. Drive me up the wall. Things keep going missing. Like there's a kleptomaniac on the loose, and one of the things that goes missing is this pen that Seth Hazlitt has, that he got like as some sort of special award or something like that, goes missing right away. And then because you want to know the reason why it went missing is because he was sitting in the lobby, and I think he was doing a crossword puzzle or something. He like had to leave for some reason, like say go to the bathroom or something. He sets his pen down on the table on top of the newspaper, comes back, and his pen is gone. Same thing happens with another character who is sitting there writing postcards and says, "Oh, I need to go up to my room to grab something real quick." Leaves his postcards there, and they go missing. And I'm like, you guys deserve to have your stuff stolen for being so stupid. So anyway, so the two fangirls in here who are like, "Oh, we want you to sign your books," who like perpetually hang out in the lobby for some reason. They're the ones who stole all this stuff. So the entire book, Seth is like, "Oh, I want my pen, I want my pen, I want my pen." Well, at the very end of the book, she realizes that one of these ladies had his pen, and so she demands it back. She puts it in her purse, and that's the last we hear about it. She doesn't even give the pen back to Seth. It's so melodramatic. Drives me nuts. The whole mystery part with the murder is very anticlimactic, and I just did not enjoy this one at all. I'll give her a chance. I have 1 or 2 more of these on pre-order, so we'll see. But this book, not a fan. I'll still put it on my bookshelf with the rest of them once I, collect them, but I don't recommend this book. Anyway, so with that being said, if you saw my WIP parade, you know that for Christmas, my husband took 12 books off my bookshelf that I hadn't read yet and wrapped them up and labeled them each month. So each month I open a new book. So today is currently April 4th. January's book took me 2 months to read. And I finished February's in about 2 weeks. And then I started this one mid-March. So I am a few days behind, but we're gonna open it and see what we've got here. It's thick. Let's see what we've got. It's another Mishner book. The Drifters. This is going to take me 3 months to read. I already know it. In this triumphant bestseller, renowned novelist James A. Mishner, who is my favorite, unfolds a powerful and poignant drama of a disenchanted youth during the Vietnam era. Against exotic backdrops including Spain, Morocco, and Mozambique, he weaves together the heady dreams, shocking tribulations, and heartwarming bonds, as well as the hedonistic pursuit of drugs and pleasure. Whoa. Of 6 young runaways cast adrift in the world. With the sure touch of master, Mishner pulls us into the private world of these unforgettable characters, exposing their innermost desires with remarkable candor and infinite compassion. I always love reading the first line in a book. Chapter 1, Joe. Youth is truth. Oh, I don't know if that's a... interesting. On his 20th birthday, Joe faced a problem of such complexity that he had to ask for help, and in this way, he met Mrs. Rubin. Ooh, love it already. So I'm gonna really enjoy reading this. Absolutely. It's just gonna take me forever. So I wouldn't expect a book update in a while. But anyway, so I am going to go ahead and leave you with my little rant on Murder Backstage. You can skip it, you can watch it. I don't know. I just really had to let it out. But thank you so much for joining me and for taking the time to hear what I have to say and see what I've been stitching. Love you all. I hope that you have a wonderful week. Until we chat again. Hey guys, so I just had to add this. Oh my goodness, my hair looks, wow. I am in my car because my car is comfortable and I'm just reading on my lunch. And this book is driving me up the wall. I do not, so I know I mentioned that I'm collecting all the Murder, She Wrotes. So Murder, She Wrote, Murder Backstage by Jessica Fletcher and Terry Farley Moran. And I do not like the way that this lady writes. So these books, they always have Jessica Fletcher and whoever. They started out with Donald Bain, who I love his writing. And then I think there was another guy for a few books, and now she's kind of taken over. But like, listen to this. Like, she's just so wordy and like unnecessarily so. Somebody asked, where's tonight's menu? Mort passed the stiff parchment paper that had the available items written on it in fancy black script to Dennis, who glanced at it and said, "Oh, I am going for the steak. It's all cut from local Alberta-grown cattle, and each time I've ordered it, the meat has been extremely tender and delicious." Like, what's the point of that? Like, it's like those, if you ever watch Pitch Meeting, one of the big pet peeves in there is the fact where there's a lot of like exposition and like no action. And like, I feel like this is just like unnecessary exposition. The stiff parchment paper that had the available items written on it in fancy black script. Why did you just say he passed the menu? I'm going for the steak. It's all cut from local Alberta grown cattle. Like,
I mean, you could say it like, oh, yeah, I decided the steak. It's all local meat and it's delicious. Like, I don't know. He detailed his choices to the server and then said quite casually, I don't know. I don't know. It's just because you're using lots of words and you're being extremely detailed, overly detailed, does not mean that it's good writing. And I'm sorry. I hate to rag on people, but this is just not good writing. I'm not enjoying this book. I mean, it's Murder, She Wrote. It's pretty basic, but like, I don't know. I just don't like it. And I had to vent. So I'm sorry, that you guys are kind of innocent bystanders in my ire of this book, but that's where I'm at. I have to go back to work now.